clarify a few things because there might be people who don't know fully about the PFL now properly. Obviously, they just come onto Channel 4, right? Which is amazing, right?
I know,
it just
massive.
gave you so much more eyes. But, I mean, they got different rules there as well. Like, I heard you can't elbow in the PFL. Is that true?
That's the only rule.
That's the only rule.
Only real difference.
Bite them, but don't elbow.
Yeah, like, they took away elbows, and that's due to a tournament format because, like I touched on before, you fight every 6 weeks.
Another thing. Explain the whole thing behind it because it's basically, you know,
It's a Champions League.
Yeah, it's a Champions League, but for fighters.
Yeah.
Now, UFC isn't like that. You'll have a fight, and then you might have another one or whatever. You don't fight 6 times a year or 7 times a year. So how did you feel with that initially? Because it's not just, it's like, yeah, we're going to give you money, but we're going to batter you for like, you know, the whole year. We're going to put you through it. And that takes a toll on your body, dude.
And your mind.
Yeah.
Like, my first season with PFL was fucking hell. Like, I can't explain how bad it was. Like, I literally signed up for it and I thought, fuck it, I love fighting. I'll fight all the time. I don't care, every 6 weeks. And then first season, I got this first fight with Shaman Moraes. Everyone thought he was going to win. Just come out of the UFC, fought as a beat, fought all the top guys in there, starched him in around. I'm on top of the world. Then they said COVID is apparent in the world right now, so you cannot leave the United States because if you leave and you can't get back in, that's on you and you're out the tournament. So I'm not from the US. I'm finding random gyms to train at in the US, and I've been told I can't go for a year while this tournament's on. So I'm like couch surfing and living at people's houses and like trying to find my way in a random country that I don't have any position to like train in. So anyway, I do that, get through it. Then my second fight, I have an absolute war like you wouldn't believe, mate. Like tooth and nail, hardest fight I've ever been in. Broke my hand in the first round, and then after the fight, imagine having a broken hand, and they go, "You're fighting again in 6 weeks."
6 weeks,
and I'm like,
and it takes 4.5 weeks for it to heal.
Scars. I had scars all over me, and then you've got this 19-0 Dagestani Mavleed in the final, in the semi-final. Again, I can't have my team with me. I'm in the States. I had hand surgery, 2 plates put in my hand, and fought that guy, mate.
Wow.
They told me I couldn't even punch a bag for 3 months, and I just turned it round. I was like, I'll never forgive myself if I don't roll the dice and try. And I'm so glad that I did for myself. And then now I'm in a fresh season. I learned a lot about myself, about MMA, about tournaments, about weight cutting, about injuries, and I'm just so happy to be here now in the final and healthy.
Yeah. What do you think the most important thing that you learnt this season is?
Last season or this one?
This one.
Staying healthy is everything. Like, I had bad staph infections, I had a broken hand, I had cuts all over me, and then like I just wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't resting. I was just going all year thinking that, imagine just having a race car and just leaving it on your foot on the gas. That's what I tried to do for a year.
And also America, it's not like you got NHS where you can go do it all for free.
Exactly. It was hard. You have
to look at the cut and go,
it was mentally the hardest thing.
How much should I pay for this? Is it worth letting it heal just by itself or going and getting it stitched?
And and Rory McDonald just retired. Kayla Harrison just said it's the hardest thing she did. All these like Anthony Pettis of all Auburn Mercier, all UFC veterans have all said, listen, this is the fucking hardest thing on planet Earth. And I'm not going to lie, mate, once I finished last year, I was literally like looking at my phone like, how long is it till next season? Because I was that scared of starting it all again because it's that hard on you.
That's crazy. Okay, let's talk about this season. Your last fight was sick, bro. Like, it's weird when you're watching people you've met fight. It's a different kind of feeling. Like we'll know when Bam's fighting, this weekend. And I'm like, I'm nervous, but at the same time, I'm like, it's Bam, he's got this kind of thing. So I remember watching your fight, and just for the whole thing, you're attached to the person, right? So it's like, you just want them to do well. But there was no doubt in that fight, bro. Like, your last fight was a school. Nah,
but the thing is, because I just had 2 shit performances. I barely got through my first 2 fights of the season. Again, injuries. And it was like, it come to Chris Wade now.
Yeah.
And we had a heated build-up. Like, they made us sit down at the Sun newspaper, do a face-to-face. It was all this press. And he was just sat there going, lad, I'm going to run through you. This is what he's saying. I'm just going to run through you. I went 5-2 in the UFC. I've done 4 seasons of PFL. I've been in the final 4 times. I'm just going to run through you. So after my first 2 performances and the injuries that I went for, I'm thinking, fucking hell, he probably could. But imagine adding that on top of being in London, 6,000 of my own people, then all the shit talk we've done leading up to it, and all the pressure of everything like this, the semis now. If you lose again, where are you going from here? All that combination of shit, I thought, are you really strong enough to go and put on a performance of your life against this guy? Because that's what it's going to take to beat him. Because he is very experienced. He's only lost to Islam Makhachev, Rustam Khabilov. He's lost to Russians, that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, fucking, I know how good this guy is. And just went in and wiped the floor with him, mate.
Yeah.
And to me, that was worth more than getting in the final. It was worth more than the paycheck I got for it. It was for my own personal satisfaction, because I didn't know if I could do that anymore.
Yeah.